All right. We are live.
Hell yeah.
Hell effing yeah, live with Corey Rieman. Now, I'm making a point to say Rieman because I've known you for a couple of years, and
Yes.
uh, I've always referred to you as Corey Ryman. Even in the first episode we did, I said, "Hey, Corey Ryman, 100 times," and you never corrected me.
I don't want to be that guy. If
I
there's one thing
understand.
I can avoid, it's being that guy. I don't want to be Gene Wilder in Young Frankenstein. It's not call me Frankenstein, call me Frankenstein, call me whatever the hell you want. Just don't call me an asshole.
Right.
Or do. I really don't care.
I mean, people butcher my last name, so I guess I'm kind of used to it. But every time I have someone on, I'm not sure about their last name. I ask them before we even do the fucking thing,
Oh yeah.
But
I know my dad
it just naturally looked Ryman to me, even though it's Riemann. So
yeah, no, my dad, whenever when he was in high school, he was a very good athlete. Unlike his son, I don't know where he went wrong there, but he used to say that whenever he did, if it was for a penalty or something, it was Ryman. If if he was getting called over the things, number yada yada yada, Ryman. If he did something right though, it better be Riemann. It better be. They better say it right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I don't know who that Craig Ryman guy is, but Now, with the I before the E, it's just kind of natural.
That's the way to go with it. I before E, except after C.
That's right. That's right. So we are actually live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I don't even know. Probably other things. A couple things, yeah. This is still fairly new, so I wouldn't expect tons of people to drop in, but I hope people do. And if anybody listening or watching, you can hit us up in the chat, or you can actually join in the video. So
what a time to be alive,
right? Happy 420, by the way.
Thank you to all those for all those who partook. Happy holidays.
That's right. Happy holidays. It's funny because it's like, so people who really go over the top and celebrate this day are already severe potheads. So what makes this day any different? It's like an alcoholic St. Patrick's Day.
Well, yeah, no. During Passover, there's a section of the Seder that's the 4 questions. Manish Tanah Halayla Hazet. Why is this night different than all other nights?
Right.
And that is asked throughout the Seder. So I guess appropriately during this Passover, the holiday with the bitter herb, I guess Manish Tanah Halayla Hazet. Why is this night different than all other nights?
Right. Exactly. Now, did you partook?
I am not a, that is not of my, I don't judge, not my thing.
That's good.
I like beer.
Beer's good. Yeah, you know what? I mean, there's something about it that
I like The Dead.
Yeah.
It's Dead shows.
It could inspire creativity. It could, but for the most part, I think it's just kind of, being lazy, just vegging out on the couch.
Incredible people do some incredible work with it. So
yeah, it depends. If you're really Nelson, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, yeah. Who's stopping you?
Right. Snoop Dogg. I mean, you can. Can go on and on.
Yeah, on stage, I don't even try to drink all that much. I like my beer. I like having a good time. But I know on stage, I've only been too far one time, and it was not even the worst because I was still playing and looked fine. It was just those who knew me. I was playing as I was the keyboardist in a blues band for a little bit, and the rest of the guys in this band were 3 of the, they're older than my parents, hardest 3 drinking dudes I've ever seen, and I think I was 21.
Right.
I think. And of course we're playing next to the bar, and this barbecue had a bar. This wasn't a little thing. This was a bar. It was a fully stocked bar, and I kept getting fed liquor and beer, and not separately, not liquor before beer. You're in the clear or anything. No, it was just, it was what was being served.
Random.
And
yeah.
And by the last set, because this was a band that did 3 sets. Set 3, I'm playing still. But I looked like, zombie man.
Yeah.
And it was the blues, and I was able to do it. Like,
Right.
it wasn't, and who knows? At least in my mind, I thought I sounded fine. I don't know. Maybe reality was different to the people around me, but going too far on stage, you know what? It does not do well for some people.
Yes. No, that's very true. I mean, I've seen plenty of bands live where I can tell, by the end of their set, they're not really there anymore. Some people it works. Like, they can function on it all day, every day, and they can go up and do their thing with no problem.
And you'll never know they're even doing it.
Right. Now, someone like you, and I'm not saying like they're less talented because they need that to do it, but somebody like you, just you have such a natural talent that you don't need to enhance it with anything. It's just there,
And I know it's a cliche, but there's a certain kind of high to doing the performing side. Like, it's there. Like, I get off on that. That's part of the whole thing for me. That's why I enjoy doing that. I'm not a very talkative individual. I think that if there's one great misconception about me, it's that I'm the same person off stage that I am on stage, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Like, I like being home. I like reading.
Yeah.
I'm really quiet. I'm a quiet guy.
Yeah.
So,
And I haven't had the opportunity yet to see you live, and it's a shame because you come around my parts all the time. There's just always something. There's always something going on.
You're from my ancestral homeland.
Yes.
I was a transplant here, a stranger in strange lands, going back to this whole Passover thing.
Yes.
My parents are both Long Islanders, and by the way, with those thoughts in mind, despite them somehow being Ranger fans, I'm still thinking about the loss of the ever incredible Mike Bossy, Hockey Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever play the game. In the last 50 years, the greatest pure goal scorer there was. The man was an icon on Long Island on Friday, even in Boston on Friday night's performance. We dedicated it to him, and even they were, we were a block away from the Boston Garden, and they were giving us applause because the man deserved it. So figured I was going to throw that out there before I didn't get the chance to.
No, that's great. That's great. Now, I notice you have a hockey jersey on right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, about a year ago, it's crazy that it's coming up. I was actually, it was probably closer to 9 months ago, let's say. A couple of my buddies and I, we were at a friend's house for her party, and a bunch of the guys from their hockey team were there, and they were down a few players for the game the next day. And they're like, yo, would you want to, suit up? We wouldn't even need you to play. Just, get up. I'm like, there is no way in God's green earth that I'm going to even be almost an option to be on the bench. I am a fragile and delicate flower. I am, I need, my fingers to be able to, move to play guitar to make money. So that was not in my list of things that I was deciding to do. Now, each of us had maybe a drink or a couple drinks in us. Right. And they're like, what about you put on a sports jacket and a tie and you show up on the bench and we give you some Labatt's and you just start yelling.
Right.
And you say that you're the coach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am all there for that. That's funny as hell. Like, that's one of the times, because that's a performance to me.
Right.
That's funny. Now, I don't know any of the guys. So the next day is this game, and I don't know any of these guys at this point, other than the 3 or guys that I'm actually friends with.
Yeah.
So they must be like, who the hell is he and why the hell is he here? Because my friends also didn't specify what we were doing and why. And so that whole game, and at this point, I know nothing about hockey. I know nothing.
Right.
Even though my friends have been playing it my entire lifetime and I'd gone to their games, at this point, I know nothing.
Yeah.
So I am there to just, again, as I was told, drink beer and yell loud. And I'm really good when I want to drinking. I'm really good at drinking beer and I can yell really loud. Now, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
In fact, it was really fun. They thought it was funny as hell. So they invited me a second time and a third time.
That's fantastic.
I'm now officially on the actual roster as the coach of the team. I'm on the bench app. Like I'm so
that's amazing.
We went from being the second, the worst record team in the league last season, second worst in the playoffs. We went into the playoffs number 1. We are already around through, knock on wood. So let's go T-Birds. We have the Dilemma Band has a gig in Maryland on Saturday afternoon. We're driving down there Friday night, but I was given, even as a history buff, I was given the option to stay a night in DC. I turned it down because I will be there 4:30 p.m. to be at the next layer of the next, round of playoffs. I bought a new tie for this.
So let me get this straight. You are just kind of a coach by default. You were just there, and it was kind of a joke, and it became a serious thing. And you've actually turned the team around, like they're like miracle, like with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, like am I Herb Brooks? I don't know if I'm necessarily Herb Brooks. Maybe I'm just, a good or a bad. Maybe I'm a bad omen to everybody else around me. But I don't know. I'm, again, knock on wood. I'm trying to. We're going here for a push. You know what? We don't play dirty. There's none of the BS. We've got guys who have been playing 50 years, and we have guys who have been playing. This is their first season, and that's the genuine truth, which is crazy. It's what's amazing about this team. Like, we are like, that movie, The Dirty Dozen?
Yeah.
Like, we are the Dirty Dozen. We have like we are, we are the Mighty Ducks. We are the Bad News Bears. And I love that.
That's phenomenal, man. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. And is it safe to say that, a team doesn't really even need a coach?
Oh, I'm the only coach in the league. I'm the only coach in beer league.
I got you. Well, whatever you're doing, it's working. So keep it up. And,
trust me, it's certainly not on my shoulders that anything got done. We have an incredible group of players. We've got some we've got some fun lines. We got guys who skate well. They're not just good players; they skate well. We've got good skaters. We've got good scores, and we've got guys who just, when you say, I'm looking at this guy, I'm looking at that guy, they know what to do.
Right.
I just read Bob Knight's book, like, before all of this happened. He wrote a few books. He wrote this book, The Power of Negative Thinking. Changed my viewpoint.
Really?
Winning's cool.
Yeah.
But know what the worst thing is? Losing.
Right. Right.
You remember that you can look upon a victory every once in a while and be like, yeah. Losing eats at you forever.
Oh, without a doubt, man. Just like, if you get, let's say social media, right? You get mostly positive comments. Then you get one, you get thousands of positive comments and one negative one. You're only going to focus on that one negative one.
Oh yeah.
Forever.
That's and you're gonna remember it 22 years from now. You're gonna be at a urinal, and it's just gonna randomly, think about it, and you're just gonna stand there, just like be like, I hate my existence.
Yeah,
those are the things that just eat at you, and it's never logical either. There's no rationale to when these thoughts come back to just bring you into instant melancholy.
Right.
It's like the old guys who used to, go see the dead and whatnot in the Jefferson Airplane, and, they crack their back 40 years later and they're sent back immediately to it. Like, is melancholy kind of like LSD to that degree? Is it a terrible, terrible defiler of what's going on in your mind?
That's you know what? That's funny, man. I have some questions regarding that later on in the show. So that's funny you brought that up. But actually had a short-lived hockey career.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was I'm not a sports guy. I don't know anything. I don't know the rules. I don't know anything. Like anything about any of it. I do like hockey though. It's it's always a kind of a fun thing to watch. It's violent, it's fast.
There's so much going
It's
on.
fun. There's so much going on. But so I don't know. I was like maybe I want to say 15, 16, and it was just what do they call it? It was just street hockey. There was no, no skates, no rollerblades or anything like that. And I didn't know the game, so they sent me out as like my first day, and I didn't know how to take it back. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to do anything. I was just looking at the goal. That's all I wanted to do was shoot that fucking thing at that guy and get the ball in. I didn't care about anything else, any of the rules, any other people. I wasn't looking to pass it to anybody. I'm not a team player in that way.
Hey,
so that was short-lived.
Bossy and Trottier. The two of them never passed anybody. Bossy was just he told Trottier, if you see my stick, give it to me. Send it over to me. You don't need to see me. Don't look at me. Look at my stick. If my stick is there, that the puck is in the goal. The puck's in the crease. It's there.
But I didn't have the skills to back up any kind of statement like that.
Yeah.
I was just an asshole essentially, and I just basically sat on the bench the whole time. I made sure my number was 69. I got 69 in the jersey. That was like the biggest accomplishment of the whole thing. And then I don't know, 2 weeks later or something, it was over. So yeah, sports and me don't fucking mix, man.
This is the first time that I've done anything mildly like this, and it shows sometimes. It certainly shows.
If it works, it works, man.
Absolutely.
It sounds like it's doing good.
Hey, something's going right.
That's right. Excuse me. My allergies are killing me, man.
Allergy season's back.
Connecticut. It's back and it's bad. It's bad as ever, man. It's really bad. I'm taking like Zyrtec every day now.
Yeah.
As to where like last summer I probably took it once or twice. Now it's just like every day. But I'm looking forward to the summer, and you got some good shit coming up this summer.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's
so
fun.
For those who may be just joining in or are not familiar with Corey is the lead of a band called Corey Rieman and the Dilemma Band, which is they've formerly known as the Dilemma, just the Dilemma. But now we got the new name there because you just had something huge happen, right? You got your first indie signing.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really, really excited. We're doing work with Rise Up Entertainment and Alex Cooper. He's got an amazing vision for what's happening. We've got a song that's going to be coming out very, very soon. There's more information about that coming out. But yeah, no, we've been talking to each other for a little bit. It's been a few years now that we've kind of been speaking and kind of seeing what each other was about, and we've got the same ideas, goals, visions. And he seems like the guy to make some of this happen right now. And I'm super, super excited about what's coming with that. And we've got a whole tour lined up for this summer, the Sweet Summer Tour, which has got some real fun dates. We're going all over the place.
Yeah, it looks like you're hitting a lot of New England, some Jersey, some Pennsylvania.
We're gonna be down in Maryland this weekend.
Yep. Lots of a lot of dates. Looks like you're nonstop going all summer, pretty much till like end of August.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have I think we have a single weekend this summer that's from like now till the end of the summer that is free, and I don't know if by the end of tomorrow it's going to be.
Right.
Like,
wow. Hey man, you know what? It's a good thing though. It's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I'm you know what? It's been we're in the 11th year of me playing music live. It takes a while. And it takes patience, and it takes just some peace of mind and being able to find your own peace of mind to just, get through that. And just, I'm really happy. I'm happy in a weird way that this is the moment in the world that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like the chaos. I know
Mm-hmm.
that sounds, but why the hell would I have a band called the Dilemma Band if I didn't like chaos just a little bit? And it's
Right.
not that I like it. I like being in it. I like the motion for the same reason I like hockey, the same reason you like hockey.
Right.
I like the motion. I like that
Absolutely.
there's so many different things going on, that you've got there are so many parts to getting to the goal. It's 1 point per goal. And that puck has to go from not just point A to point B. There are a few things that have to go on. There's a lot of work that goes into it. I like that. I like the hard work. I was just watching last night. I was watching the on Netflix, the Warhol the
Oh yeah.
Warhol
I watched that. Yeah.
diaries.
Yep.
And he made a profound thought in it that struck me. Good business is the greatest art.
Mm-hmm.
Working hard. And he talked about just like it's the same thing as painting or writing or filmmaking. Going in and figuring out how to make something successful is the best kind of art.
Absolutely.
There is an art form to it.
Yes.
And I like that. I love some of that side to it. As sick as that is, perhaps it's a little bit sadistic. Maybe it's a tad masochistic. I don't know. But I'm here for that. Bowie was into the same thing. Like he knew McCartney. He's in these guys. Mick Jagger is a graduate of the London School of Economics.
Right.
Like the dude, like there's something really cool about it being the music business.
Absolutely.
A lot of people poo-poo, shoot it down, and say nay, no. What? It's just another vehicle for getting your stuff heard, just like anything else.
You know, what's crazy is like you don't have to be a household name either. You don't have to be Aerosmith. You don't have to be Metallica. You can build your own little army and you can live off of that. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to sell out. I mean, I would love it if you did.
I'm
And
saying,
I think I think you absolutely can. I have no doubt in my mind. But if let's say you didn't, you would still make a living off of it and you'd still live comfortably and you would be doing what you love. And if you're doing what you love, you're not really working.
Yeah. And know what?
Right?
Look at the guys from like Detroit who Detroit guys don't ever have to leave Detroit. It's this crazy thing.
Yeah.
And through that, some of them have broken through. You've got guys like Bob Seger. You've got guys like Iggy and the Stooges, Ted Nugent. Like these guys don't have to ever leave.
Right.
They don't ever have to leave Detroit. But they can. Or Kid Rock, as much as he annoys me.
Yes.
As much as he's a schmuck.
Yeah.
But know what? His people, his mishpacha there, they do what they do.
Right.
He'll still sell out in Detroit. He'll sell out in Michigan whenever the hell he wants to. Bob Seger can play whenever he wants in Michigan, and the world will drop. When Wayne Kramer or any of the guys left from the MC5 want to play a show in Detroit, it's as though time stops.
Right.
You've got these things. Hell, you've got the guys from here, from like, NRBQ, Al Anderson. He'll, if he shows up, it's like the world stops because everyone still loves him here. Mm-hmm. Big Al Anderson is still a thing. And there's something to that. Randy Jackson, Zebra on Long Island. They were, when my parents were growing up, Zebra were on Long Island, they were giant. The Good Rats were these huge bands. And know what? It's great. Even Blue Oyster Cult, to a degree, was a regional band. Mountain was a regional band.
Yeah.
And you know what? They still hold their place, and there's such a importance to it. And that waiting game happens there. Don't Fear the Reaper, I think, was on the 7th Blue Oyster Cult album.
Mm-hmm.
It took a while.
It took a real long time. And this reminds me of a documentary I actually saw on Netflix called Sparks Brothers. Have you seen it?
They are so cool.
Dude. I had no idea. So I consider myself pretty well versed in like knowing bands and especially kind of weird, obscure ones.
Yeah.
And when I watched that, my wife and I were just like, is this a joke? Like, is this like Spinal Tap? And it, in fact, is not. It's a real band. And I
the
went
Mallett
from not
Brothers.
knowing them at all to being like probably one of their biggest fans in like 2 hours.
I was obsessed instantly. It's as though I knew them the entire time.
Right.
But first of all, that documentary was so well done.
So well done. Edgar Wright did that documentary.
And the Mallett Brothers, they're sick. Yeah. They are so cool. And the discography that they have, Kimono in My House, that is such a good album.
It's so good, man. I wound up downloading, exactly.
It gets stuck in your head.
Yes. 10 minutes after I watched that, I like downloaded the entire discography and I was like, I can't believe I've never heard this band. And I now love them forever.
They worked with Giorgio Moroder.
Yes.
A god amongst men.
Yeah. And my point is that, they have what? 20 albums and a countless number of songs. And yet not one of them is a hit. There's not one of them that anybody would really know unless you've actually seen the documentary. You know what I mean? Like,
there's the documentary and there was a movie that they did the soundtrack to, which by the way is phenomenal.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
So can we start?
Yeah. And it's funny, I'm starting to hear their songs now. And I forget what show we were watching the other day, but one of their songs was the end credit. And I was like, oh, I think this is Spark. So I Shazammed it and it was. And I was like, all right, cool.
And I feel like I'd even seen the cover to Kimono My House at some point.
Right.
Like,
it all looks familiar in a way.
So familiar.
Yeah. And that's what freaked me out about it at first. I was like, I think this is a parody. I think this is a joke. Like all this stuff looks and sounds familiar, but it's not real, but it is. And, now they're just some old guys, right? But they're still making music and it still rips. It's still fucking really good. And they made a life career out of it and they didn't need anybody's help really. They did it on their own completely and they're probably living pretty good.
They found the guys that they like.
Yeah. Yep. And they didn't care about making a hit,
And they're two brothers who made music together, who still get along with each other.
Very true. Very true.
And I don't think ever had a moment where they weren't the two of them.
Right. There was never like a breakup moment, they just kept going.
Yeah.
And, I think that's a really important message to not only aspiring musicians, but anybody, any facet of life, really, just
there's a chance.
Do what you want to do. And it'll eventually, maybe you'll be 60 years old when it happens, but it'll eventually happen if you keep at it.
Absolutely. There's no reason to there's no reason to come to a standstill on something.
Right. Now, like I was saying before, I haven't had the opportunity to see you guys live yet, but I have seen videos. So I have a pretty good idea of your live show and your stage presence is crazy because like you said, you're different on stage than you are like right now. But I mean, you're ripping the shirt off. You're just killing it, man. It's almost like an exorcism or something. The opposite of an exorcism, like
a tent revival.
Yeah. There we go. And man, you do it so well. It's so natural. It's so natural. Now, Sweet Summer Tour, like we mentioned before, is going on right now as we speak.
Yes. Summer hasn't
even started. Is this your biggest tour you've ever done?
Yeah. So this is the first, and I think officially this is our first time that we're doing a, not just touring. We've been touring for a while. We've been going from place to place, but this summer we've got an actual string of dates, going around, and I think this new method of touring, this new age touring, it makes a lot more sense than going out for 2.5 weeks, show each night. First of all, it doesn't pay enough.
Mm-hmm.
You're not making enough, and you're not nor gaining enough attention or fan base to. It doesn't make sense to do the blitzkrieg touring.
Right.
We're going out for 2 months on the road. That
Right.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So what would you call this? What you're doing
This
now?
is so we're going. It's still so we're going again. We established the dates and the what's going on as the tour. That is the tour. There are different dates, but it's not going to be like we're in Philly tonight and Pittsburgh tomorrow, and
Right.
like
You're staying like localized.
well, not
in
even
areas.
and not even just that. It actually gives us the ability to travel further in theory, doing it weekend by weekend by weekend, not doing things in the middle of the week.
Right.
Going
Yeah.
Thursday to Monday, Thursday to Tuesday.
Right.
Makes a lot more sense. You play
Yeah.
2 or 3
Now,
shows in each city.
everyone listening, where can people find these dates?
So you
And
can
what
find
town
all
you're
of
gonna
our
be in?
dates with an entirely up-to-date calendar on our website, thedilemmaband.com.
Nice.
You can also check out our Facebook page and our other social media from that same place. There are links to all of that there,
Right.
as well as videos and the links to all of our streaming.
Very cool. You got some merch out?
We do.
Or
We've got
is
some new
it only
t-shirts.
on the road, or can people buy it online?
As of right now, I believe it's on the road, but it will be coming online very, very shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll get those up and ready to go, and I think we're gonna have some throughout the summer. There are going to be some unique ones that only come out at shows.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for those.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Hey, I may even design one of them at one point.
I have a strange feeling that you very well may.
I would love to. As a matter of fact, shout out to Alex for
Alex Cooper,
hooking it up.
dude's got a good head.
Yeah,
on his shoulders, a good mind.
He does, man. I instantly clicked with him. He was very cool. He was just very like-minded, and you could tell he takes what he does seriously. And
he loves what he does, and that's it. It's what struck me. It's what made him stand out. I've had a lot of people over the years come with different kinds of offers, different assortments, and he had the right personality. He had the certain glow about him, and he had the shibboleth. He knew the right thing to say.
Absolutely.
Yep. And it was genuine. It wasn't. He wasn't just saying the right thing to say. He said the right things.
That's right. That's right. I do appreciate that, because there's a lot of people I've dealt with in this industry who are just not who you think they are. And you find that out kind of quick. And I appreciate when people are just kind of upfront, with me. Instead of
you know what? It's part
trying
of
to be
why
something else.
The way that I am on stage, again, I know it's a different side, but there is that it is a side of me. It's a genuine side of me. Yeah. And I like that truth element. I don't want to put on a show that doesn't seem like it would be the show that I would put on.
Right.
That is because if that is my moment of just going to the primeval part of my mind, if that's me coming out to my, true elements, my boiled down self, let's have the part. Let's let that Scorpio out. Let's have the party. You know what? I was blessed looking like a weirdo. I have a version of something called Marfan syndrome. My chest looks very weird. It's inverted. And I used to, for a very long time was extremely self-conscious about it. I used to say I'm either the world's easiest or hardest body shot, depending on how you look at it and your ambition.
Right.
Because, there's a lot that will fit in there. You can fit probably a whole shot in the little divot. And it used to make me self-conscious, but you know what? I was like, there were other guys, plenty of guys we're not exact, I love David Bowie. The man had 2 different colored eyes and was not exactly the most normal looking individual in the world. Previously mentioned Iggy Pop. Yeah. These were Lou Reed. These were the guys that I loved in high school. David Johansen, the New York Dolls. Like I was that guy in high school.
Right.
So
I
was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Open up the shirt. Open up, do whatever. Because it was liberating. I didn't feel like being told, and it wasn't like I didn't want to just like for the sake of, like the Chili Peppers, and not to disparage what they used to do, but that was for the shock. That was There was something to that. This was liberation. This was like, you know what? Screw you. I've got scars down my entire side. I almost died twice. Show off the battle scars. Why not? I have this thing in my chest. You know what?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go out there. I'll expose my, my bare chest. I'll expose my bare back and dance around like a lunatic. And you know what? I know my temperature control in some of these places a lot better than everybody else in the room at that moment.
Very true, man. Yeah. Yeah. You come alive up there, man. You really do. And, I need to see you. I need to see you. I know you'll be out on the island. Are you out on the island at all on this tour?
I believe we have at least one date on the island.
I gotta check it. Okay.
I believe even Saturday night I might be making a brief couple-hour appearance on the island.
Okay.
So
nice. I gotta check that out because I need to see the animal live.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
So you said you had a new song, a new album on the horizon?
There will be an album or some kind of compiled release. And there's some really, between some songs that I've been holding for a long time, like the song that is almost ready to get released. I wrote that song close to, I want to say 6-7 years ago.
Wow.
And just one day I finally was just like, I just want to get this done.
Yeah.
It's a nice song. It's what spurred the name of the tour, the Sweet Summer Tour. The song's called Sweet Woman.
Okay.
And we, between that and then some songs that are very fresh within the last even 6 months in some of these cases.
Yeah.
9 months, last 12 months. There are some fun songs that are really a lot different than anything I'd really put out previously. So this next release is going to be a nice mix up, and I think everyone's going to enjoy that because there's not going to be anything there's going to be something for almost anyone.
That's exciting, man. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, I notice, obviously you have your original songs, but when people see you live, they can expect to see some covers as well.
Oh, absolutely.
One of my favorite ones that you did, and I watched the whole video a couple of times, Down by the River, Neil Young.
Yes,
dude,
sir.
You ripped that. You killed that song.
Oh man,
you did that song better than Neil Young did that song.
I've been playing that song, and there's a couple songs that I've been playing pretty much as long as I've been playing guitar.
Yeah.
And there were 2 or 3 guitarists that really made me really want to do it. And Neil Young was one of them. Pete Townsend was. Those are the 2 that immediately come to mind. Very raucous and raw players. But Neil Young, I've always loved playing his stuff the most.
Right.
Because, they're super. The simplicity doesn't take away from the richness in the lyrics. It doesn't take away from some of the modal abilities that you have. That E minor 7, there's a certain chord that's in every Neil Young song.
Yeah.
Figure this out.
That
chord is called. It's called an E minor 7.
First off, how many guitars do you have? Because anybody watching this, that's not a guitar center. That is Corey's room or studio.
So yeah, no. Up here, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 21 up here, and there's probably another 20 something throughout the house.
Wow. Okay.
So there's this one chord. Oh boy. It's called an E minor 7. Now, Down by the River, Cortez the Killer, moments of Rockin' in the Free World. This one chord is the Neil Young chord.
Yeah.
Some artists have a chord or a progression or a beat that kind of gets associated with them over time. This chord is definitively Neil Young's. If anyone could get to say they owned it, it's him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And even though it was out of tune, I kind of heard it already. I heard what you were trying to say. Yeah.
or or he came dancing across the water with his galleons and guns, looking for the new world and the new place in the sun. Like, all the Neil Young songs have that one chord in there.
Right.
And there's something very, it's the songwriter in him. And I like that he's two different players. There is electric Neil Young, there's acoustic Neil Young. And though he shows his true face in both sides, it's as though he's wearing the mask of comedy and the mask of tragedy in the other hand.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So what are some other, there you go. Like, what are some other songs that you love to cover? Anybody, any, artist. I know you like a lot, the older
so
stuff.
I'm a weirdo with some of the stuff, and I love playing my solo shows sometimes because I can pull out things that I would never get to do with the band.
Right.
I can pull out I love the band Big Star.
Okay.
So another one of these indie bands that should have been gigantic, bands that should have been huge, wrote these incredible songs. There's a song of theirs called 13 from their first album called Number One Record. And it's one of those records, another one of those records that you've seen the cover, but you don't realize some of the songs.
Right.
They wrote the theme song to That 70s Show.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Hanging out down the street, the same old things we did last week, not a thing to do or talk to. Yeah, they wrote that song.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I'll throw out deep cuts from Big Star. I'll throw out I'll get all sappy and sentimental and throw out my Joni Mitchell because know what, I'm a softie. I am. I am that dude who absolutely just fell in love with that woman's voice. Yeah. And fell in love with her songs, and I've felt what pain and pleasure both are through the sheer words and song crafting that she has done.
Absolutely.
She can tear you in half.
Yes. That is, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's funny because I feel like every generation has to
Warren Zevon, another guy who does that for me.
Oh,
Warren,
absolutely. Huge
on me.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. What about like Frank Zappa? I'm sure you're into
Frank. Okay.
Or not.
I would. It's one of the few times where I kind of get crucified by the music aficionados, and it's not even a non-appreciation. I just never did Zappa. That was not my. I was always into the Dead. Zappa was not my thing, and depending on the Pink Floyd, hit or miss.
Right. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I can see that. It's like it's like you can't like them all.
Yeah, there's going to be something that doesn't stick with you.
Like I get crucified for this all the time. Led Zeppelin never did it for me. They never hit.
You're not the only one. Like, and know what? I can get Zeppelin not being someone's thing. If you don't like the blues, like if that's not your thing, you're not going to like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did some other stuff, but know what? I can get Zeppelin not sitting well with someone.
And it's not that, obviously it's classic stuff and it's amazing. It just never vibed with me. That's all. I don't hate it. It's just not something I'd prefer to listen to.
Yeah, it's not going to be my first band. Well, actually for me, Zeppelin will be. But yeah, I have some of those bands where I like, know what? AC/DC. Sometimes it's the moment for AC/DC. There is sometimes that just, it's the moment. But if it's not that moment, I don't need AC/DC. I really, but no, sometimes
I agree with that so much.
4/4 with 3 chords is what you need. Sometimes there is just that moment and it sends you into that stratosphere.
Absolutely. And right. That's perfect. That's a perfect example of a band that's just, I don't really get.
No, there's one band that used to I like did not get, and it's starting to hit me now. And I used to be like, oh my god, when someone told me that they liked this band, I asked them if they were like feeling okay and like if everything was all right at home. And now I'm like, maybe I need to see someone because I'm realizing how much I really like The Cure.
Oh, I love The Cure. The Cure is one of my favorite bands, always has been.
And they're
my brother's 10 years older than me. So when I was growing up, I had that edge of like cooler music than what kids my age were listening to, because I had that older brother and he was into like, the post-punk, like industrial,
Joy Division, like
emo pop kind of shit, Joy Division and new wave. That's what I was looking for. And I still love that shit, man. To this day, I still listen to it. The Cure, New Order.
I love New Order.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But there is one band that I will never get, and when people do like them, I really need to know why. And it's if you like them, I there's no prejudice against it. Kiss. I never understood Kiss.
I'm with you. Again, it's no insult to them. It's just, and like I'll put it down, boiled down are all those perfect like pop rock songs. Yeah, they're like these perfect little radio ditties, but just it was never my thing. The only criticism I will ever give Kiss, the way that Paul Stanley pronounces the word good in the song Strutter.
I'm not familiar.
It makes me so uncomfortable because it's not good. It's good. Everybody says she's looking good. It's like, no. Everyone else is saying,
right?
No, please stop, Paul Stanley. No.
Yeah.
That is not good. Everybody says she's looking good.
Now,
the lady knows understood.
I don't know the song, but I know what you're saying. Like the emphasis is out of place.
You're gonna listen to it later and you're gonna be like, I can never hear this the same way again.
Yeah.
I can never. And I'm sorry you never got to hear it without me telling you that detail, because it's going to be the one thing you're looking for. Every chorus, it's not going to be good. That is my one complaint about Kiss.
Yes. Do you think if the gimmick wasn't there, they would still be as big as they are?
I think they would have had a moment still. I think just like the New York Dolls, because I mean, let's get real. Kiss were imitating the New York Dolls. They've been imitating the New York Dolls for 50 years, but they decided to just take it bigger, and that was their thing. They saw the Dolls. They saw them at the Academy of Music. They saw them at those venues, which God, I would have loved to have seen. There's only one of them left. Of the original band, there's only one of the New York Dolls who's still alive, and that's David Johansen. Like, Sylvan Stilvan, Thunders is dead. Arthur Kane's dead. Like, everybody is dead.
Yeah, everybody is dead.
Except for Johansen. And you know what? I can tell you that I don't think that Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons were all that upset.
Right.
Because they kind of realized, oh, we did this, we stole this, we took this, and we profited off of it, tenfold.
Yeah.
And again, you know what? They have an army of fans. They've deserved the success that they have. You know what? Even as an impartial not fan, it was BS it took them as long to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as it did. Because you know what?
Right.
How many 100,000 kids picked up a guitar because they saw Ace Frehley and the freaking fire shooting out of it? Because you know what? I'll give credit where credit's due. That's fucking badass.
Yes.
That's fucking badass. And do I think they needed the paint? No. But know what? Did it make them better? Did it help them be the best they could be on stage?
Yes.
Yes. And know what? If that's what helped them do it, who am I? I can't say no, because know what? They had plenty of fans who absolutely loved them. And know what? Yeah. Am I a little bit of a hypocrite? Because I love the Dolls and I love Lou Reed and I love, Peter Gabriel Genesis is my Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no shame to the material that Phil Collins put out fronting that band. No shame to his solo career. But Peter Gabriel, I think even with and without that band, two of my favorite groups ever. Yeah, Peter Gabriel's Genesis and solo Peter Gabriel. You want to talk about a guy who did the solo career right, who said, gonna 180 from where I'm going. I've got these ideas, and you know what? He still liked the guys in the band. They still loved him. They just knew it was time. He had a family he was raising. So
Yeah, absolutely. Peter Gabriel is amazing, man.
and you know what? It was for the best. It was one of those breakups that really was for the best for everybody because everyone succeeded in the end. And everyone was happy for each other.
Right.
Phil played on Peter's solo records. Peter would do stuff on Phil's solo stuff and on Mike's stuff with Mike and the Mechanics. Like all those guys supported each other in all of their solo endeavors. You want to talk about a band that always did it right?
Absolutely.
They did.
Yes.
And it was cool. And yeah, when they had differences, they know what they knew when it was time to say, maybe I should step aside. You guys keep going. And they knew this is something we need to fight over.
It was like a marriage in a way.
Yeah.
Where it was like, all right, we need to go our separate ways, but we can still be adults.
Yeah.
So obviously you're an old soul, man. You like the old stuff. But is there any current artist you would collab with and why?
Okay. Phoebe Bridgers is my queen.
Okay.
I love her.
Yes.
Again, I understand that I'm a suburban white boy who plays guitar but like the best thing that's happened to Saturday Night Live in the last 25 years was her performance last season.
Yeah.
I hadn't watched in a very long time. I wasn't feeling great that night and I was up. It was a sleepless. No, know what night it was? I had gotten one of my booster shots.
Okay.
So I was so I was up all night and I was in and out of a fever and her performance was like a fever dream.
Yeah.
It was ethereal just watching. It was true rock and roll. It was like, it was though, like Kurt Cobain had a love child with Joni Mitchell and it was raised with Lou Reed as its godfather. Like that was, and she was smashing her guitar at the end and it was, and the song itself was just it haunts me. And the guy who I think everyone should want to be, if you're not paying attention. Oh my God, Harry Styles. Like, listen, I understand shit on the boy band stuff all you want, but that boy has turned into a fucking rock star. And he
used One Direction to get to where he wanted to be. And he is unbelievably talented, man. Like my wife listens to it. And at first I, kind of ranked on and I was like, I'm not listening to, to me, it's like Joey McIntyre or something, you know what I mean? Like from New Kids on the Block. It's like a solo artist from a boy band. However, there's always one good one, right? There's Justin Timberlake. There's I don't know if any of the Backstreet Boys ever made a great solo career. But there's usually a good one, right? He's amazing, man. Like those albums are incredible. They're incredible.
He is. He just and the performances. Hell, the outfits.
Yeah.
No, he's a rock star.
He gets it.
He's ascended to the position, and you know what? He does the same. And I know people complained when Prince did it. They complained when Bowie did it. Like everyone's going to complain, but you know what? Why is he smarter than the rest of y'all? Because everyone's going to remember it. You know what? Everyone's going to remember that outfit he wore to the Grammys a few years ago, the black jacket with the black slacks, the green scarf, no shirt under it. People remember how the fuck that guy looked because it looked good. That outfit's in the Grammy Museum because it was just that good.
Instantly iconic. Iconic.
No, like he's a rock star.
Absolutely, man.
He is a rock star.
Yes. Speaking of rock stars, man, I got one right in front of me right now.
Appreciate it.
No, seriously, man. Look, here's a parallel universe kind of question. I saw this movie yesterday called Everything Everywhere All at Once. Have you heard about this?
I heard about it. I was supposed to go see it, but I had band practice.
Okay. When you have time, go see this movie. It's probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like I can say that easily. Like I put it in my top of all time easily. Go say it.
Okay.
Yeah, go see it. So there's kind of this parallel universe, multiverse theme to the movie. And let's say you didn't have 40 something guitars and no musical ability at all. What do you think you would do?
Write
What
a
would be your
history.
next write a history book? Okay.
I think so. I think it would be. I think it would be. Yeah, no, because before I got into music, I was my love is history. Like I can play that stupid game, you know what? And I do this with music now. With if you give me name two classic rock artists or bands, I can give you the 6 degrees of separation. And it's usually not a musical thing. It's usually a history something. But like I was always, when I was a kid, I could go through the presidents of the United States in order, and I understand that there were fewer at that point, but
Wow.
still, like I was able to go through it. I had the preamble of the Constitution memorized as a little kid, and I love history, and people confuse that with loving politics, which I'm interested in. I don't love.
Mm,
There's an interest, but the last few years have been rough for a guy who loves history who gets falsely roped into things. Like I talk precedent. I'm not here to talk what's going on. I'm here to tell you what's happened and this could be and what could be. What has and what could be as opposed to what is and why. Don't ask me
right.
that.
Right.
I'm not.
Well, and it's known too that history repeats itself, right?
Mhm.
So, if you're a historian and you know that kind of stuff, you can be like, all right, what's happening now? I know what's going to happen because it's already happened. Essentially.
It goes, yeah, it goes with the world, goes with music.
Yeah.
It goes,
Right. So if I gave you two artists, you can 6 degrees.
yeah.
Anybody?
Stick it with classic rock and we'll get a easier
Okay.
chance.
Okay. Um, you know what? How about Morrissey and Phil Collins?
Morrissey and Phil Collins.
Or is Morrissey too far out of, because that's more like overseas. Want me to stick to US?
If you want to.
Okay. Shit. I probably know more overseas than US. Let's do actually, all right, so let's keep it simple. Let's do this isn't US, but let's do Roger Waters and Peter Gabriel. I think we can do that one.
Roger Waters and Peter Gabriel. Okay. So I'm deciding, do I want to start with Roger Waters or do I want to start with Peter Gabriel? I think the way to go on that. Okay.
Okay. I'm excited to hear this.
Peter Gabriel on his groundbreaking record So has the song Don't Give Up featuring Kate Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Kate Bush's debut album and her career in general was discovered by Mr. David Gilmour of Pink Floyd, band member of Roger Waters.
Wow. You did that one quick.
That was fun. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a little fun.
That was a good one. That was a good one. You did that really quick. I kind of want to give you one more now. All right. So let me try US. Steve Perry. No.
Steve Perry, okay.
No. What's the guy in Aerosmith?
Joe Perry.
Joe Perry. And Chris Robinson, the Black Rose.
So Joe Perry and Chris Robinson. Okay. All right. Got a quick one. All right. So the Black Crowes, was it their second album that was produced and they were joined by Jimmy Page?
I'm not sure.
But I know one of the Black Crowes albums features Jimmy Page on it. He also toured with them. Jimmy Page was a member of Led Zeppelin who were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by Joe Perry of Aerosmith.
Wow.
Steven Tyler and Joe Perry of Aerosmith.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. See, now, even if I knew that, I wouldn't even put that together. You know what I mean? Like the way you can do that so quickly is great.
You have to think parallel sometimes.
Yes. So it's up to you what you want to do now. Would you like to maybe grace us with some music?
I think that'd be kind of fun. You can hear the guitar all right, yeah?
Yeah, we're at an hour, so I can hear it great.
I think, you know what? I think Rise Up Entertainment would be very pleased probably if I played the upcoming single which we haven't actually announced anything about. So, oh no. Oh no. Wait, did I do something? Oh no.
I think that's
Sorry.
perfect.
But yeah, so
It's
this
an
is
exclusive right here.
Yeah, so check us out. The Dilemma Band. I'm Corey Rieman. And we have the Sweet Summer Tour coming up. You can check out our dates on our website, thedilemmaband.com. Thedilemmaband.com. I know I said that kind of fast. And the Sweet Summer Tour is named after this song called Sweet Woman. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, sweet woman, can I tell you what is wrong? Make the sad songs cease to sing. Oh, sweet mama, let me make you mine. All is fine in your dominion. Tell me all you wanna hear. Maybe your heart lose its fear. Sweet, sweet baby, how do you make the sun shine? It ain't out of line for me to ask you such a thing. Oh, nothing shine in the night. Oh, no hate. And today I can see all the light from the love in the heat of the night. Tell me, oh, you wanna hear. Maybe your heart loses its fear. Oh, sweet lover, I'm used to all of my rhymes. Give me a sweet time and happy we both could be. Oh, sweet woman, I never wanna be alone. And when we're home, you know nothing can be wrong.
Dude, holy shit, man.
Thank you.
Wow, I wish I had audience behind me, but it's just me. So times a million, man.
It's you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Dude, that's so good. That's so fucking good. It's instant. It's instantly good. There's no like, is this good? It's like, boom.
Thank you.
This is great. Dude, shit, man. I don't understand. How do you have this? How do you have this talent, this skill? It's crazy.
A lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but it's in your blood. There's no, you have to have that. You have to have it.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in that.
It's learning how to hone it. That's the hard part.
Yes, absolutely. So we ran over a little bit on time. which is great. No, it's great. We had great conversations. I had some kind of mind-blowing metaphysical questions in honor of 420.
I'm open to it.
Well, I'm going to pick one.
Okay.
I had a few of them. I'm going to pick one, and then we're going to end it for the night. How do you know you're not crazy and life is just one big dream or hallucination?
Can I though? I think that's truly the thing. If we're going to go into the deep, if we're going to go into the deep conversations about the collective consciousness, isn't each and every single perspective is going to be a varying thing. I think we're all just victims of each other's gaslight in some extent.
Yeah.
There are no, I don't think that there's any kind of, since there is no confirmable right versus wrong, there's going to be a different perception through every set of eyes held, the brain chemistry of every individual person. I think it would be almost, I don't think there's a way of determining if, aren't we all just a little bit crazy?
I think so, man.
Yeah. Hey, I listened to Dark Side of the Moon enough times in high school. Aren't we all haven't we all been mad for yonks?
Yeah. It's like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no, like that feeling and those moments where we feel alone, the moments that the internal dialogue comes on. Is it, maybe there is a tinge of insanity to everybody. I can get behind that. I think that there is, we are all, none of us are we're perceiving whatever this is for us. This is our hobgoblin. This is our gaslight, as it were. We're all going to see, this is Rashomon. It's Rashomon. Right. We all have the same take. Have you seen that? One of the great films of all. Oh my God.
Oh, yes,
oh my God. Oh my God. I could go on for hours about Kurosawa. But we're all living Rashomon. No one can tell you what happened in the murder, not even the victim.
Right.
We're all going to have a different story. I think so. In the end, we're all insane.
We are. I think, it's sometimes the world feels like it's a cruel place, and there's a lot of, beautiful things. If you look for them, you can find them, but when you wake up and you listen to the news or just go through your Facebook page, it seems kind of glum and depressing at times. Right. But we're all the same. We're all going through the same fucking thing. It's just how we portray it. Right? Does that make any sense? Like,
yeah, no, it's how we perceive it and how we act upon those perceptions.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know what the point is, but it's just one of those things to think about. Like,
yeah,
because I think about it a lot. Like, is this just like a simulation?
We will never see our own true face. How are we to know that we are even ourselves?
Yeah.
That annoyed me as a child.
Right.
That annoyed me as a child, that I needed a mirror to see what I looked like.
Right.
Had I said that as like a 20-something-year-old, or like in college, I would have had, probably 3 white girls telling me that was, wonderful, incredible over their Starbucks, and, maybe who knows how my evening could have ended. But
right.
It was 4. Wasted thought on a 4-year-old.
No, it's not though. It's not, because you already were like aware,
I was aware that I could not be fully aware.
Yeah, exactly.
There will be gates. There will be the confines that hold something back at some point, and you just got to ride that wave. You've got to be there for it. Oh my God, what? There was a lyric I was totally just thinking of. No one's telling you not to dream, but don't expect. Billy Joel. No one tells you to dream, but don't expect them to all come true.
Yeah.
When did you realize Vienna waits for you? Yeah,
right.
No, that there are going to be things that we are just not gonna get around to.
That's so true, man. It's so true. I mean, that's kind of what this movie was about yesterday too, and you have to check it out. You have to. I know you'll love it. Like, are we all living our full potential as the person that we think we are? Basically, like there could be multitudes of us. There could be 10 of us. There could be 10 of me, right? In parallel universes that made different choices and lived different lives.
Yeah, no, that's.
But I'm my conscious self. I only know of me, right? And did I do everything I could have done to live up to my full potential? You know, it's really a thing to think about.
Yeah, did I fail myself? Did I?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't regret anything in
Yeah,
the
no.
decisions that I've made. I made everything for a reason, I think, maybe not every decision was a good one.
Yeah, no, but know what? They're just as crucial to this
Right.
whole existence thing.
But is there something I didn't tap into? Like they say you only use 10% of your brain.
Yeah.
So
what can we do with the rest of it?
Right. Yeah.
Did I miss out on that right? The fear of missing out, the FOMO.
Right. And it's funny. I mean, I've tried, FOMO. Yeah. I've tried almost everything. I've tried music. I've tried almost everything until something, felt right. And I still do that to this day.
Yeah, no.
I think that's all you can do. I think that's all you can
do.
do.
Yeah, no, I think that's the definition of sanity if you want one.
Yeah.
Never being
well, I appreciate that.
Knowing enough to never be content.
Yeah.
I'm a hard ass. Know what? I know that I've been known to be a hard ass, that I act like a hard ass. I was raised to question things. When I was in the hospital, know what? I was the guy that read over every piece of paper. I had them go over every side effect. Like I was on, they put me on a morphine drip. That's a different thing. That's like feeling like your body, is a corpse and your brain's just sitting like you just pissed yourself.
Right.
Like, and I was like, you're going to tell me, because I know that they're like 15-year-olds that you're shooting up with this stuff, when they have a bad knee and they end up, sitting on their parents' mantle. And I'm here trying to not have that happen. So like I made them go through everything. Right. I made them go through, what is the procedure you're doing? What's going to be the things? What is the chance that something can go wrong? Sure. Don't pitter pat around me.
Right.
I like getting straight to the point. I like saying, you know what? This is working. This is not working.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't like how you're doing. Yeah. Can I be nicer sometimes? Probably. Yeah. Have there probably been moments in my life I could have been a lot nicer about things? Yes, absolutely. I think I've grown. I'm beyond some of those things that once held me down in that regard, but I'm still here and I'm getting better. And I think that's all we can do.
Absolutely, man. And you know what? I agree with that. I think that's a great thing to do. I think that's a great thing. I wish I had that at some points in my life where I questioned everything and instead of just letting things happen, because it could change your path in life. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. I've been around addiction. I've been an addict myself, my whole life. So, I would question things like that because before you know it, you can be hooked on something. Yeah. And it can ruin your life. I've seen it happen.
You don't even realize sometimes. Sometimes you don't even realize until it's far beyond the.
That's really good that you're like that, especially in the industry that you're in, because it can easily go south. You know what I mean?
I've vowed I've never tripped. I never want to trip. I witnessed, beyond just, witnessing some friends have a very bad experience.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. Brian Wilson had what happened to him. Sid Barrett had what happened to him. Peter Green had what happened to him. And there's no going back.
Right.
Morons in this world and throughout history, and Timothy Leary's of the world, telling everybody that it was a cure-all for every problem. How many lives that man destroyed by just blindly saying, oh, do that. Ken Kesey even said it was time to give it up. The guys in the Dead said it was time to give it up eventually.
Yeah.
And that it was doing more damage than it was doing good. And it's sad that, we can allow that to happen again. And this time it's something even worse than LSD.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that things just repeat themselves over and over again, and nothing really changes.
That's why we need
it just
history.
adapts in a different way. That's why we need history. We can't keep erasing everything. I'm all for, you know, the right representation for everybody.
Real representation too, like
right,
not just, yeah,
right. But we can't forget where it came
yeah,
from in the first place. You know,
yeah, real, like, yeah. Tell it as it is. Let's not remake something. And you know what? Let's not make things better than it was either. Let's not. You know,
right.
I'm proud, very, very, very proudly a Jewish American. Yeah. I'm all cool with people going representation. I want real representation. I saw that movie Licorice Pizza.
I saw it too. Yeah,
that came out. Know what was great about that movie? That's what a real Jewish American family looks like. You got to see Friday night Shabbat dinner with a real family that wasn't. It didn't look like it came straight out of Fiddler on the Roof and we were still on the shtetl. No, that's not what Shabbat looks like for most families in America, whether it be in the mid-70s, whether it be now. That movie, the first time in my life, saw something real. That was the Haim sisters were being themselves. They were being that. That is how you do representation. Right. Not just, don't give me a token character. Don't give me this, that, or the other thing. Don't just try to plug in every detail you can just for the sake of doing it. Give me something that I barely realize is there. That's what representation to me is.
That's so
That's
true,
what we need.
Yeah, and I love that movie. I know it kind of got mixed, reviews, but I'm a huge Paul Thomas Anderson fan. The soundtrack. I wouldn't say it was his best movie, but I enjoyed every second of it. I just had like a grin on my face the whole time watching it. It was just a pleasure. It was a pleasure to watch.
It was fun because it could have ended 3 different times and it didn't.
Right.
Yes. And you kept getting to go down that rabbit hole and realize, wait, I get to keep going. And by the way, why was Bradley Cooper not nominated for Best Supporting Actor? His idea. 10 minutes in that movie were so good.
He was insane. He was absolutely insane.
Streisand.
Yeah.
Streisand.
The gas station scene. I was like, oh my God, this guy's nuts. This movie's perfect.
So good.
Yeah, go see that movie. Please go see that movie. And I want to hear a skating review when you come back.
Yes.
Good luck on tour. And
thank you.
That song's amazing, and I know there's going to be many more amazing songs to come. Once again, the website is the DilemmaBand.com. That's right. And you can find all the tour dates and new releases and all that fun stuff. Right, Corey, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming on here.
Thanks for having me again. This was
of course,
the best.
Man.
I'm sorry I ran late on you.
You didn't. No, you were here early. Oh, you mean over? That's all right. Listen, I'm gonna be realistic. I usually go to bed at like 12 or 1 o'clock, and that's when I'm supposed to be leaving. So I'm probably not gonna go to sleep anyway. The odds of me getting a 2-hour nap is just probably not gonna happen.
I'm going out after this. I feel you.
There you go. So enjoy your night, and you know what, man? I hope to see you this summer on the road.
Yes, sir. Soon enough. Let's make this happen finally.
Definitely. And we'll do this again, man.
I love
next time the album comes out or something, we'll do it again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
You'll definitely be hearing from Alex soon enough.
Absolutely.
Rise of Entertainment, the Dilemma Band.
That's right.
# The Sweet Summer Tour.
That's right, man. You guys fucking rule. You rule. Thank you so much.
Hell fucking yeah.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
Peace.